Alright guys, Papa Pepper still in central Wisconsin with Monster Truck today. This is a place along the Plover River in central Wisconsin. Stevens Point is just upriver from here. Plover is just downriver. But it's a park I would often come to actually on my lunch break from work. So I'd be able to punch out for, I think, a half hour. Usually what I'd do is I'd punch out, I'd get in my car, take a 5-minute drive here, and then I'd spend about 20 minutes herping. And herping is pretty much checking out some of those lesser desired by many animals on the planet, the reptiles and amphibians. So this would be a great place for turtles. We're about a month from open season on turtles here, but this would be a great place for painted turtles, soft shell turtles, and snapping turtles. You could also do fishing here for a number of things. Had a lot of fun doing that. But as far as the herping, a great place for turtles, a good place for snakes. There's a place up here I used to call Snake Hill because every time I came up on top of the hill, whether it was a garter snake or a red-bellied snake or maybe a baby hognose snake, we would often find snakes there. But this is one of the few places I also know where I can actually find the Blue Spotted Salamander. There are 7 species of salamanders in Wisconsin. The year that we left, 2015, we happened to just find 5 of those, which was really exciting. The only 2 we didn't find was a mud puppy and one of the other ones, I forget if it was the tiger salamander or which one it was, but we found 5 of 7 that year just in living life, so that was really exciting. So I think a year or 2 ago we were here, and I think we even put out a video called In Search of the Blue Spotted Salamander, and we actually found some. So now that we're back again, we're going to check up on it because this is a place in Portage County that I never really spent a whole lot of time here specifically as a child, but Portage County I did. And one of the first things to go when an ecosystem kind of isn't doing as healthy, isn't going as well, is the amphibians. A lot of the frogs, the salamanders, toads and stuff, they can soak up things through their skin, and if there's a lot of toxins or pollution in the environment, a lot of times they're the first to go. So if there is a good healthy supply of amphibians in the area, that's really good, and that's a good sign for how the environment's doing. And ever since we were very young, you know, those chance encounters we would have with salamanders were one of the exciting things that we could do, and definitely love them. Definitely gotta check them out, see if we can find some today. So we're just gonna take a trip, take you guys along, and see if we can find some blue spotted salamanders and what else we find on this, you know, herping adventure. Come along. So the one thing I should make mention of today too, although this is Father's Day when I'm actually recording this, so we're in, you know, mid-June, it's about 59 degrees, it's overcast, and it's been raining lately. So as far as finding snakes out here sunning themselves, which this was a great place, I would often find garter snakes, kind of more unlikely today. Also good to see the milkweed here, and this one's actually been nibbled on. I'm not sure if there's any monarch caterpillars around here, but I really hope so, because we got quite a bit of nibbling on there. So just good to see the milkweed in the wild. I found an incredible patch of that earlier. I will link that video. But then also when I'd come on my lunch break, you know, just spend 20 minutes in the wild once, you know. I'd often say I used to be free once. But come out a place like this, it's not that deep, and you'd have the turtles sunning themselves, and then they'd plop in, and then of course I'd plop in after them, trying not to get too wet because I had to go back to work and finish my day of work. And this is also not too far. A couple years back I had brought Monster Truck along and shared with him a story of when I caught 2 big turtles in a video I called The Tale of 2 Turtles. I'll link that, but that was just, oh, actually just across the way from here in the reservoir, so that was really cool. Son, see the poison ivy? Oh yeah. Yeah, look at these 2. These are the wild grapes. See that? That's wild grapes, son. Stay there so you don't get poison ivy. We used to eat a lot of these along the river as a snack. They'll come into play later this year, but very good to see them. Very cool. Yeah, we'll go move faster than the bugs.
The mosquitoes, that's really good one.
So on the sunny days around the perimeter of these baseball fields, a lot of times the snakes will be just in the edge. They'll come out and sun themselves. If somebody comes by, they rush back into the edge of the woods. So this would be a great place to find them. Wow, these grapes, look at this. Look at how productive that is. I mean, not all those flowers will get pollinated and turn into grapes, but that is thick. Back there too, wow. Wow, it's gonna be a bumper crop. Probably all the rain this year. Oops. Wow, that's a beautiful bird. Where did it go? There it went. Very cool. I don't even know what that is. So on this path, the Plover River is to our left. I'm expecting to see a toad sometime in the near future here. And then soon we'll start having fallen debris of kind of rotting logs and stuff on the forest floor, which is a good place for the Blue Spotted Salamander to hide underneath. And with a lot of rain across a lot of the United States right now and for some time and rising waters, I'm kind of expecting a lot of habitat for them, just because everything's so damp and moist. Oh, something just jumped there. Frog, that's what it was. There's birds out there too. Nothing yet. But that's only... Oh. Something just jumped out there. I'm thinking it was a carp. If I was into bow fishing when I lived here, this would have been a prime spot for carp and suckers. There we went. They're out there, son. These birch logs. Man, another fish jumped. Man, another fish jumped. They're right out through there jumping like crazy right now. So here is Snake Hill, in my opinion. That's what I call it anyway. Some of the logs are too big. But up here, wow, this is kind of way different. This used to all be open. These trees used to be a lot smaller. It's been like, 4 years since I lived here. And then here you got the wild blueberries down at the base of this tree. Oh yeah, they got fruit. Wild blueberries. Okay, finding more edibles all the time. That's too big to move. I used to make sure to have some stuff scattered out here too. I'd always have fallen bark or logs and stuff spread around here because this was more open then. I know, someplace for the snakes to hide underneath. So it would just kind of give them somewhere to chill while they were in the area. More low-lying wild blueberries. There they are. And then up in here, there's both, what is it, partridge berry and wintergreen? I forget the actual names of them. But some of the ground cover up here, these guys, and they'll make red berries in the fall that are edible. There's two different types of it out here, so kind of cool to see them both in the same area. You find a mosquito, son? What's that? Yeah, wild blueberries for sure. And look at all those grapes coming in again. Those are just all covered in flowers. Here's some more. Up here some more. Pretty cool. So far, jumping fish, but we haven't caught anything. But I'll tell you what, I'm still enjoying my Father's Day with my oldest son. Yeah, you got a worm. Finally got some good looking logs out here. Not sure if I'll be strong enough to move them, but I'll definitely try. You can see they're already deteriorating. Oh man. Yeah. I got no salamander, son. What do you got?
A worm.
A worm, okay. Wow. And even if there's nothing under it when you look, you know, put them back in place, because it still might be somebody's home. This one's pretty beat up. I don't know if I can even pull it over. I just knocked it apart. Good sized worm. And you'll find them in stuff like this too sometimes. Maybe inside these. Interesting.
Oh, is this right here? This is right here. What is that here?
You think it was a little mouse or something?
I don't know.
Me neither. Oh man. Right, the same old logs from a couple years ago. This ain't holding up anymore. Tell you what, part of it too is when you're searching and you're not getting anything, it's so much more exciting than when you finally do. What we got here? It's on. Oh, nothing on my side. What do you got on yours?
Some big holes.
Nothing.
No.
Okay.
Only one.
So I do love these fern forests out here too. Very cool. Definitely enjoy them. Oh. There we go. Here's one of those berries I was telling you about. From last year actually. I think that one's the wintergreen. Check it out quick. Not a lot of flavor, but it is edible. Nightcrawler type thing. This guy seems pretty good. Oh! Nothing.
Nothing? I see a big grub. What is that? Ooh, it's eggs. It's green color. It's just right under these leaves.
Yeah.
There it is. Got him. Got him.
There you go. You got worms. It's salamander food anyway. And then these cluster eggs here, I'm not sure if that's centipedes or what. But they're not uncommon in these parts.
Well, that was somebody's home.
Oh, buddy boy. Oh. Lift up this lake too. It's pretty dry. I need to really check. Maybe found a snake or something too. Look out. Let's see, this one's pretty big. I'm gonna have to move this first. Oh, man. That is heavy. Oh. Nope. See how big that is?
What was that?
What?
Oh, it's a...
No way! Son, I would have forgot that. I wouldn't have seen that.
It looked like a worm squiggling.
Oh man, he's going. He's on the move. He's right there. Boy.
What
Boy.
is that?
Wow. 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 So I'm thinking, is that a three-toed? Hop down with me. So I got to give that one to Monster Truck, guys. I didn't even see it. But this is, I believe, a little three-toed salamander. It's so tiny in my hand, and I didn't even see it. I probably would have dumped the log back over without even realizing it. So, Monster Truck, not a blue spotted salamander, but a good find nonetheless. I will take some short video of it and some photographs of it, and we'll let it go. But I'll put the scientific name and some facts on the screen for you guys. Wow, wow, it's so little. Look at that sun. Oops. Okay. Those worms will keep nice. That means there may be more in the area. Let's find out. This is great to see here too, guys. You know, we just saw a bunch of poison ivy a little bit ago. But this is the jewelweed, a member of the impatiens family. So, very good for your skin and dealing with different stuff. I've got to get some of that cultivated and going on our property. But so nice to see it growing in the wild. Very cool. So if you look out there now too, you can see that the river's so high, it's come all the way up into the forest floor, all sorts of places. So for one thing, that'll kind of force salamanders that are terrestrial at this point to be up on the dry land, but also with everything being so saturated up here, they could definitely head a lot further into the forest and different stuff than normally if it's really dry, and they're going to stay close to the water. The other thing is, when the river's this high, a lot of the carp and stuff will come up in the shallows, and a lot of other animals too, but that's why one reason I mentioned I would really have loved to be into bow fishing at times like this, when all the carp will just come up in the woods. And I don't see any right now, but you know, the spawn will be on here in a bit and some other things, so it's just cool to be out here. Absolutely. Like I said, this is where I like to spend my break from work when I lived in the area. Beaver activity where that log in the center came off of that stump, now in the center. Beavers just felled that tree. You watch that into the log, I'll check this one. Oh, man, Alright guys, we weren't giving up. I saw this log laying next to the other log. I said this could be a good spot. And as I lifted this side out, it actually cracked in the middle here. Split it right open. Also, monster truck goes. Blue Spotted Salamander. Oh, grab him, son. He's on the move.
Got him.
Get him! Sorry for the camera malfunction, folks. Let me see that guy. This is what we were searching for. And if you notice, let me see him.
Very fast.
A Blue Spotted Salamander.
It leads under here, so they could be.
You can see how useful it was too, having the second person helping. Because his eyes, I don't think I would have found the first one at all. This one I would have found, but it would have taken me a little longer. And if it would have moved first, it would have been gone. Son, that is success. Looks like he lost a little bit of his tail at once. But we'll check him out and get a little bit closer footage. Alright guys, so we found exactly what we were looking for and a bonus, which was very cool. Big ups to Monster Truck on both of these because he's the one who spotted the Blue Spotted Salamander. And our three-toed salamander too. I believe that's the species. It's been so long since I've been herping up here. I really don't know. I'm trying to learn all the Arkansas species and it seems there's only so much room in my brain. But we were successful. A good Father's Day. 2 of the 7 species of salamander from Wisconsin. So very cool. I think we're going to finish it up with a little bit of fishing here. And then we've got to say goodbye to the animals and go say hi to some people for a bit. Alright, Papa out. And as always, people, wild animals belong in the wild. And if you make sure they're out there now, there'll be more out there later. Right?
Yeah.
Because they reproduce after their own kind. They'll crawl under their son. You could squish them doing that, so you gotta be careful.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.